Hello, hello, hello. How are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner. And today I have a question. Have you ever wanted to send snail mail to somebody and you were like, how am I going to get this to them? I don't want to pay a fortune, but I want to send them something nice. You know, some happy mail, but like not over the top. You just want to send a little pick-me-up to a friend, but you don't want to pay $6 to do it. Well, get out 3 envelopes. I'm going to show you how. I'll be right back. Okay, so these envelopes are 5 1/4 by 7 1/4, and they are the, the pointy kind. And the reason that I'm using the pointy kind is because the ones that are flat generally tend to be flat across here, and it doesn't make it very easy to put stuff in them. These are more difficult to cover, but easier to work with, okay? So we're going to start off with 2 of them, and we're going to cut that flap. So we're just going to put it into our trimmer, and we want to leave the flap about 1.5 inches. So from the fold, 1.5 inches, measure at the fold, okay? 1.5 inches, 1 3/4, give or take. So we're going to take that part off. It's just bulk we don't need. Let's be honest. Bulk, weight, more money, okay? So then we're going to take this and we're just going to glue these together, just like that, okay? So glue, tape, whatever you want to use. We're going to put it on the flap. Almost all the way to the fold. Okay? Then we're going to glue this envelope, openings both are up, right on top of it. Okay? So we want that to be able to fold in. Okay? Done 1. Next one, same thing. We're just going to take the one that still has its flap, and we're going to put it on here. So glue on this flap. Again, if you want to use tape by all means. Because you're going to glue paper over this to decorate, so, or not, that's a choice too. And again, we just want that to be able to fold in. So now we have a fold, and we have our top piece. But it doesn't quite fit. So we're going to just score this out a little bit. That's all. So if you have a scoreboard, use a scoreboard. If you don't have a scoreboard, that's okay. Get out a ruler, put it on your regular board. We're going to line up this part, our fold, on a straight line. Then we're going to open the flap. We're going to come out 1/4 inch, just 1 mark. I'm going to press this up. You can use another ruler, a bone folder, whatever it is. And you're just going to move that fold up just a little bit. Then, when you fold this over, that's going to fold over just fine. Now, because I only want 1/4 inch, this is still under 6 inches, which means this is going to fit in a 6 by 9. Ha ha ha! Thinking, okay. So now, we have huge pockets that we can put stuff in, just right here, because it's built into the envelope. You can add additional pockets, and we're going to do that. We're going to add some additional pockets to this. We're going to do a little decorating. We're going to add some paper. It's going to be a little hefty, but that's okay. We have cut off some basics that we don't need. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and get out some paper that I want to use. Paper, not cardstock. Paper. I'm going to use decorative paper because it's thinner. It's lighter. It's not going to take as much weight. Okay? So I'm going to get out some paper, and I'm going to get out some decorating stuff, and we're going to go ahead and decorate this up and get it all set up and ready to go, and then, you know, we can put some stuff in it and mail it off. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so we need to cut some mats. These are relatively easy to cut. You just measure them and reduce. This one's just 1/4 of an inch longer. But these mats are going to be a little bit more difficult because this is where the envelope goes down. Now, everybody's envelope is different. Some of these are going to be straight across. Some of these are just like a V shape. So in order to handle that, we're going to do a template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the width of my envelope, which is 7 1/4. And then I'm going to cut a piece of paper just shy of that 7 1/4. Like not even a measurement. But this is going to be different for everybody's envelope. So, okay, depends on the envelope size you're using. So for me, it's 7 1/4, and I'm just going to pull it back just behind the line. And that is going to allow me to very snugly fit this in. And if I need to shave a little bit more off, I can. I'm going to shave just a little bit more. And it's just a little tiny bit, okay? And then I'm going to fit this in. There we go. And then I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to trace this. And I'm going to take it out. And that is my form here. So I'm going to fold this in half. You can cut it, you know, singularly if you want to. And then I'm going to cut this, but I'm not going to cut on the line. I'm going to cut just below the line. So I'm going to make sure that the line stays and that I'm just below it. Okay. Then, when I put this on, you can see that it's going to give me that shape. Okay. A little bit of a point here, and I don't want that. Take that off. There we go. All right. So now I can use this as a template to cut this pattern. All right. That's my cheat for that. And then we're pretty much going to use the same cheat here, only in reverse. So now I have the 2 pattern pieces that I would need. And I can go ahead and move on. So I'm going to start cutting some panels, solid panels, for my envelope, which is 5 1/4 inches wide. So I'm going to make it 5 inches. By 7 1/4, so I'm going to make it 7. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are 5 by 7. And then 1 that is 5 1/4 by 7. Those are going to be my outsides. And then I'm going to cut the exact same sizes for the inside with one exception. These 3 are all the same. 5 by 7. Okay? So 5 pieces that are 5 by 7, 1 piece that is 5 1/4 by 7, and that is going to cover all the outsides. If you want to cover the insides, you don't need a full sheet of paper. You can use a smaller piece that just comes down, or you can put in a full liner if you want. Okay? So I'm going to cut some paper, and I will be right back, and we're going to move forward. Okay, so our next portion here is to dry fit our pieces. I've cut all of the ones that I need, and now we're going to dry fit, okay? So this one will fit here. And here, and I have a piece for here. Okay, then I have pieces for the inside of these pockets. So I have 3 of those. And then I have 1 piece for my flap. And then turn the whole thing over. There's one of these that is a 1/4 inch longer. That is the one that goes over here on the flap side. And then these will go here. Okay? And then this will go here. Now, if you're using this to put in a journal, if you want to put some kind of a closure on this, that's fine. But since we're putting this in the mail, and the mail regulations say that it can't have a difference more than 1/4 inch, and postal inspectors, you know, the people that work at the desk are like, oh, there's a bump in it, that's 1/4 inch. I wouldn't put a closure on this. Okay? So we're going to ink these, and we're going to put these ones down, the back ones. The inside ones we're going to deal with in a second. But for right now, we're just going to ink these outside pieces and put these down, okay? So go ink the outside pieces, your flap, and your 3 blocks, And then when we come back, we'll turn it over and do the other side, okay? Okay, so we have all of our outside pieces on it. We need to prep our inside pieces. So we're going to take our pattern for our base, and we are going to cut this. When you lay it down, you're going to see that it overhangs just a little bit of the line, and so that's the part we're going to take off. So we want this to be at 3.5. Okay, because that's going to give us our 7 inches. And then when we take this and we put it down, it's going to match up. And then we're just going to trace this and trim. Okay. And once we have the first one, then we can just do the rest. Okay? Somewhere around here I have a pair of scissors. There they are. Okay, and if I did this right, it'll match up pretty perfect. See, I've not gotten to the line here. Let me just... go. And I'm happy with that. So I'm going to use this piece as a template to cut the others. Okay? There we go. All right, so now I have all of those cut. I'm going to go ahead and ink all of these. I'm going to ink my flap piece. And I'm going to ink the edge of each of these. And I'm going to be inking all of my edges here, all the way around, my pocket edges, and of course my folds. Okay? Now when you get up here, make sure that you ink the wider fold and not the original fold. Okay? So go and do that and then come back and we'll put it all together. Okay, so we have all of these down. Here's the thing. In order to make sure that it's all going the same way, just flip it this way. All right, so our next part is going to be to glue these down. So we're going to put this one over here. And these have to go in. So we're going to do those second. We're going to do these first. So we're just going to glue these down. You can use tape on this because it's not a stress area. So we're going to glue those down, and then these have to go in. So in order to get these in, we're going to put glue on them. We're going to make sure that they're going in the right direction. We're going to lift this up, and we're going to put these in, kind of bowing them up towards the top. And that'll help you get that glued in there without it getting caught up, okay? So when you put these in, you're literally going to bend them up and slide them in, and that will help, okay? So let's go ahead and get all of this glued down, and then we'll come back and we'll work on the rest of it. All right, so once this is all glued down, you can decorate it lightly if you want to. You can, take some things that you want to send to somebody and put them in the pockets. And this can be anything. I mean, these are pretty big journaling cards, tags. They will go in and fit in there. Here's the thing. These small sets of stickabilities from Paper Studio, these fit in as well. So you could put in some of those. And then you can fold this up. And here's the thing. You can either put this in a 6x9 envelope and mail it, or you can just seal this, put a label on the front with the address you're shipping it to, and mail it off just as it is. Because everything's tucked inside the pockets, you don't have to worry about anything coming out, because once you close it, those pockets are sealed. Okay? So that's my little project for today. If you have any questions, put them in the comments section below. Let's see, what else? Yeah, check out the Facebook group. There's a link in the description box below. And look at the community tab here on the YouTube channel. If you're new, press the subscribe button. I'd love to have you join us. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.